Well, hi, my friends at YouTube. How are you this morning? I know I'm a day late again for my update. Yesterday was a crazy day, and I just didn't even get to weigh in yesterday morning. So I waited until this morning. I don't know what that is. I waited till this morning, and I weighed in at 166.6. So I'm not even sure what I was last week, but I think I was like 169 point something. Um, I'll find it here real quick. And so that is at least a 2 pound loss, at least. I think so anyway. So I wanted to do this quick update before my granddaughter showed up for the morning. So I've just gotten out of shower and I've just done all the dishes and I was doing some other things in the bedroom. And so I thought I'd take a little time to update you on what I experienced. So and of course right now my internet will not connect. So anyway, last week was the Itasca County Fair, and that was a disaster as far as my diet was concerned. I did fine eating a hero. I ate about 1/3 of a hero, and that's all I could eat. But I brought my husband home some cheese curds and some kettle corn and some, what else did I bring him home? Oh, corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. And I've had corn on the cob before, so I was surprised, but this did not do well for me. And so, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I checked my weight last week. It was 169.4. So that's a 2.8 pound loss this last week. So even with the disaster at the fair, like I was saying. So at the fair, I ordered, I got a couple of ears of corn to bring home to my husband because he didn't get to go to the fair this year. And some cheese curds and some kettle corn. I have had, like I said, corn before. So I was surprised, but the corn must have been slathered in butter. I don't know. It was a really good piece of corn, and I ate like half of it, and then later came back and ate the other half, but I ended up with cramps, and I ended up throwing up, dumping it, and so I don't think I can eat fair food, which is kind of sad, because what do you go to the fair for, in my opinion? We always went to eat. So that changes everything. But I had a couple of the cheese curds, and that could have caused it too. I've never had a cheese curd before since surgery, so it could have been that. I mean, it was fatty food, so I deserved it, really. But as far as the kettle corn, that went down just fine, and I only ate like half a cup of kettle corn at a time. And so I was really surprised that I had such a problem, but it's probably a good thing. I mean, the hero went down fine, but the rest of it I could have done without. And I didn't try mini donuts this year because I was afraid of that. And so anyway, so I had a problem with the fair, and that whole weekend was kind of a bummer to me because every time I would eat something from there, it was of those two things, then I'd get sick. So anyway, I'm done eating that kind of stuff. But I'm down to 166.6 anyway. I've had a little issues with cramping this week, and I'm not sure what's causing that. And then I would go to the bathroom, and the cramping would be fine, it would be gone. But I'm not sure why I'm having the cramping like I have, because there are certain foods that I have eaten before, and it could just be a bug. Because I know one of the members of our church had that. He ended up staying home from church one weekend from it. So maybe I just had a bug. I don't know. It was just bad. So anyway. We celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary this week, and we celebrated it by doing just the everyday normal things. My husband had to go to work. I had to watch the girls. We really couldn't go out to eat, so I had gone to the grocery store and I bought some frozen Chinese food, which I know is processed food, but I ordered the sweet and sour chicken, or I bought the sweet and sour chicken. I bought some vegetable lo mein. And we ate it really late, which just caused me to have nightmares all night because I don't like to eat late because of that. But it did okay in my stomach, and so I was surprised, because I've been kind of leery of trying Chinese food because even before my surgery, like restaurant Chinese food always bothered me. So, but I was really happy because I love Chinese food and I've been craving it. And so, but I just ate my half a cup and it was fine. I didn't get cramping or anything from it, so I was happy about that. And so then we went to bed early. I mean, we 35 anniversary doesn't really seem to matter. Well, how do you celebrate that when you've had stomach surgery? I mean, so, and he's got to work, and I had to work. So anyway, so we are going this weekend down back to Hutchinson and visiting family and friends down there. They the first week they have their first weekend of school or down at Maplewood Academy where my son attended, and so on that first weekend the church has a big potluck out on the lawn. So it's going to be a prime weekend for us to go down and see all of our friends and have a chance to visit with them at the potluck. So I'm kind of happy about that. My husband's wondering why we're doing this, but I got hotel reservations for us, and so we're going to stay in one of the hotels in town, which seems weird because I'd rather just stay in my old place, but that's been sold. So anyway, so we'll be doing that this weekend. I don't know if we're going to go to the zoo or not. I was thinking about going to the zoo from there, and then coming home from the zoo or whatever, because we haven't been down to the zoo at all, and I like to go at least once a year. So, and I think my hair is really thinning. Do you see that? Thinning hair. Yeah, I've been losing a lot of hair, but I know it's going to grow back, so I'm not worried about it. But I've been wanting to cut it too because it's really bad. Anyway, so we might go to the zoo, but either way, and then next weekend we're probably going to go back up to our old house in Gein, do some stuff at the house. We had been renting it out for a couple years or a year or 2 years, I can't remember. Anyway, and he's decided to move out, and so we are going to be going up there to check on things, and then visit with our daughter and our grandchildren and our son-in-law, and maybe do some fun stuff with them. Maybe go to Big Fork or something, or Big Falls, whatever. We don't know. Depends on the weather again for Labor Day weekend. And because my other daughter is going to Escanaba, Michigan, to visit her daughter's grandmother, and so they do that every Labor Day and Memorial Day, and so they will be gone. So we will be going up north, and I hope the weather's good. But we are starting to see some signs of fall here. The leaves in some areas are starting to turn red, especially the maples. Several popple trees are turning in the Hibbing area, so there might be some pretty leaves that I can take pictures of, photos of. And I've been researching buying a new camera because I've been saving up for it, and I've got enough saved, I think, to buy myself a really nice camera. And then I really like to get going on portrait work and stuff like that. I started that in Hutchinson, but when we moved up here I kind of lost all that because I didn't know any of the kids up here, and there I had worked at the high school, so there were several kids that asked me to take their pictures, and so that was kind of fun. And I'd really like to get into that again. There's been I've had a couple contacts ask about family reunions, and they haven't gotten back to me, but they wanted me on September 3rd, I think, but they haven't contacted me back, so I must have, the amount of money I was asking, it must have been too much for them. So anyway, so that's what's going on here. Today I'm going to be really busy. One of the cousins of the person that I'm the executor of the will for is coming up to pick up the rest of the pictures, and then a couple that has bought the car from that estate will be coming down today to pick it up. It's taken almost 5 weeks for the title to come through, and so they're going to be doing that today, I hope, anyway. Otherwise early next week. They said they'd contact me when they knew for sure if the check had come through. But and then I have my grandkids today, and then we will be leaving this evening, probably about 7 o'clock. So today I'll be packing up our bags and stuff. And I've really had a problem with clothes. My daughter laughed at me yesterday. I had this shirt on, which is just kind of a white shirt with this stuff, and I put my shorts on, which are this color, but my shorts are plaid, and she just looked at me and she says, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't have any clothes. I'm just doing what I have to do." So so I went in the bedroom and changed and put a solid shirt on, and she just said, "Oh, Mom," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have enough clothes." Even the jeans that I have that fit, they're uncomfortable for me, and I think it's a lot of time it's because I've been wearing elastic pants a lot of the time, and now the jeans that I have aren't elastic. So then when I bend over, I'm feeling that, and I sometimes think it restricts my stomach. And so I've been uncomfortable with those, but I would probably have to grab a couple pairs this week. And I even went and looked in a thrift store yesterday or day before yesterday, and I couldn't find anything that I would want to buy for just a short amount of time. So, and I figured this out. If I lose 2 pounds a week for the next 10 weeks, if I lose 2 pounds a week, that's 20 pounds in 10 weeks. And so that I would be down to like in my 140s at that point. And then I really only have like, well, the doctor said 122. Sorry, I'm shaking my leg. The doctor had said 122 for a goal weight, but if I reach 130, I'll be happy. I would like to bounce down to 122 and then start maintenance and see if I bounce up just a little bit. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. It just depends on how I feel when I get that far, I guess. But it'll be interesting. And I do have quite a bit of a tummy that's hanging over, and I've lost my breasts completely. My husband's not happy about that, but I mean, it is what it is. And I do think that if I ever think about plastics, I would probably have my upper thighs done first. I remember as a child having so much problems with my upper thighs. I had just had chunky thighs at the top. I was skinny because when I was a kid, I was skinny. But in the winter or in the summertime, I remember having rashes and being uncomfortable. In the summertime when it was hot, and so that is one place I would probably work on first, and then I'd do the stomach, and maybe do them all together. I don't know how they do that, and then it would be nice to get my breasts done if we can afford that. But I have to save a lot of money, I think, to do that. I don't think our insurance will ever pay for that. So, and especially if my husband gets his job back that he'd lost last fall. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that because we don't have a lot of extra cash on hand. We never have. But if my granddaughters get to school, I will be able to go back to work, and that money I think would go right directly to that. Or maybe I can start selling my paintings and stuff too, and just start stashing that away. That's what I had done with the camera thing. So if I could make enough money at my camera, or taking photographs with my camera, then I would definitely save that money for my plastics, because I don't even know how much it costs. But I mean, I don't know if I want to live the rest of my life with that. It's something I could probably cover up, and I really never considered plastics because I thought, well, it is just what it is, and I'm 55 years old. What are you going to do? But if it makes me feel like uncomfortable, then I would probably consider doing it. And then the doctor also told me that if anything happens like rashes or anything that happens like in any part of my body, I need to go to the doctor immediately, because that needs to be recorded at the doctor's in order to qualify for maybe getting plastics later. So if anything like that ever happens, and I used to get that, but I haven't had it lately because I've been taking really good care and keeping clean and everything. But that I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. So anyway, quick update turned into 14 minutes, and so I want to do a shout out to all of my Facebook or my YouTube friends and Facebook friends who have supported me and given me encouragement. Lori Enlightened in Minnesota, I love your videos. I would never think to do a cooking video ever, and they're really good. And that black beans pasta looked really good, and so I'm seriously considering ordering some of that. I think I can get it online. And I mean, if not, I'll give you a call or write to you and tell you to order me some and send it up, because that definitely looks really good. And Mini Me in Tennessee, I love that you quit your job that didn't make you happy, and that you're doing something that may make you happy. May. Anyway, I hope that works out for you. God bless you, because I can't stand cleaning houses. I don't even like to clean my own. And I remember as we were in my marriage, my mother-in-law always would find me these houses that she wanted, that people wanted clean, and I hated cleaning people's houses, just hated it. And I don't even like doing my own. I actually want you to come and clean my house. That's the kind of person I am. I really just would rather do something else. And so I applaud you for making a decision to do something that'll make you happy and give you some flexibility. And that's important. And so I'm happy for you. And Made Up Mama, I loved your latest video. A lot of that stuff that you talked about is in your last couple videos. It meant a lot to me, in that it's just determining our priorities. And we have a family. We need to put them as our priority. And I love that you're doing that, and that you're happy. You look really happy. So and I just think that that all of the stuff that you share is so important for those of us who are still a ways out, because we sometimes can get bogged down in the day-to-day, thinking that everything would, I mean, even yesterday I was sitting here thinking, oh, my stomach is so big, that's never ever going to go down. But I know it will. It's just in my head when I think about it, I'm like, why is that still there? And so, and I really haven't started exercising because I've been so busy doing other things and keeping busy with the kids. And so I really haven't done a lot of exercising, but I think that that's what I'm going to start committing to next month. I'm going to start committing to that exercise. I've been getting my walks in. It's just no toning and stuff in. And I guess I'm a little bit afraid. I have some shoulder issues because when I was younger and stupid, I used to, because I used to actually lay on my stomach in the living room on the floor. I never used the couches and stuff. It was weird that I even had any. But I'd lay on the floor in the carpeting and do my drawing. And of course, over the years, that put so much pressure on my shoulders that they hurt. So doing some of the exercises, it's very painful up here. And I eventually probably will have those shoulders checked out to see if there's that much damage in there that that maybe get repaired. I don't know, because I know I'm really uncomfortable. Even rubbing my husband's back, sometimes it just is painful in my shoulders. So I'm going to have that checked out. But anyway, so I that's going to be my goal, I think, in September, is just pick up the pain or the exercising, and maybe do some weightlifting and that kind of things. And my knees still hurt when I do some stooping, and so I'm going to have to be really careful about my knees. I've always had issues with my knees since I was a kid. So I've got to be careful about that. And I really would like to start swimming, but at this point, am really uncomfortable getting into a swimsuit. And the one I have probably doesn't fit me anymore because I haven't worn it for years. So I'd probably have to get a new swimsuit. And this is the wrong time of year to buy a swimsuit. I mean, there's not a lot in the stores. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much. This is at 18 minutes. And so I will check in with you guys all next week again. I'm going to try to get a different video in. I'd really just love to do like a walking video. I've been talking about that and haven't done it. So I'm hoping to get that done. If the weather gets good and the trees start to turn, then I may do something like that on my own. It really just depends on whether I have my granddaughters or not, because they're pretty distractive. I don't think I could do it with them. All right, you guys have a good week. Keep up the videos, and keep following the program. Pray for me that I won't get discouraged, and that I will do the things I need to get done to succeed. And I will be praying for you also. So you guys have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, goodbye.